How's it going, everybody? It's Warren, and welcome back to Cosmic Culture. Today, we are talking about Black Widow. Now, it's unfortunate that the release of Black Widow has been delayed, but it is now pushed back to November 6th, and we have that official date. And based off of everything that has been revealed about the movie over the past couple of months, including interviews and magazine articles as well, it seems that we have discovered a true plot leak for the movie. So before we go any further, I must issue a spoiler alert. This plot leak is believed to be true, and if you are trying to avoid any and all spoilers for the Black Widow movie, you should click away now. Well, without any further ado, let's dive right into this. The plot leak says, Natasha is hiding in Cleveland after betraying the Accords. She's attacked by another Black Widow but manages to kill her and steal her communicator. Her hideout is compromised and she has to flee from the authorities. Taskmaster ambushes her at the bridge, but Nat manages to escape. Nat visits her old friend Mason, an ex-SHIELD agent, for help decrypting the communicator. It reveals that her sister Yelena is being targeted. Secretary Ross and his men track Nat down. Mason distracts Ross so Nat can escape. Nat goes to Budapest and tracks Yelena down to an old Red Room safe house. Yelena thinks that Nat is there to kill her. They fight. Nat proves she comes in peace. Taskmaster attacks again. There's a car chase and Nat and Yelena flee and hide. Yelena reveals that someone reactivated the Red Room to create super assassins for the highest bidder. The director, whom Yelena doesn't know yet, uses a serum to brainwash the new Black Widows into complete obedience. Yelena refused to accept this and fled. Taskmaster works for the new director and has combat-enhancing tech that allows him to copy anyone's fighting style. Yelena reveals that Melina, an older Black Widow who mentored them in the Red Room, also refused to work for the new director. They escaped together but were separated by Taskmaster. Nat contacts Mason, who locates Melina in Morocco. Mason also pulls up the records for Taskmaster, an elite merc named Anthony Masters. Nat and Yelena meet up with Melina. She has already survived an attempt on her life by the Black Widows and is in hiding. Melina reveals that the director wants to extract the super soldier serum from the Red Guardian, Alexei, to create super widows. Nat, Yelena, and Melina rescue Alexei from a Siberian gulag. Taskmaster and his men arrive, a big chase and fight happens, but they manage to escape. During the escape, Nat fights Taskmaster again and finds out that he needs her to be alive. Team Widow hides in a safe house. Nat wants to stop the new Red Room, so she lures Taskmaster and lets him take her. Yelena, Melina, and Alexei follow Nat and Taskmaster to the Red Room's new HQ in Norway. The director turns out to be a person named Dreykov, a Russian mobster whose daughter Nat killed back when she was in the Red Room. And this is actually what Loki mentions to Natasha in the very first Avengers film.
Can he wipe out that much red? Dreykov's daughter.
Taskmaster tortures Nat on Draco's order, but she turns the tables by exposing him as Mason, who framed Masters to cover his own tracks. Yelena and Alexei break into the base but are betrayed by Melina, who is working for Dreykov, in exchange for her own freedom. Melina genuinely cares for Nat, Yelena, and Alexei and asks Dreykov to spare their lives, but he refuses. Yelena is sent to be brainwashed, while Alexei is taken to the laboratory and has his blood extracted. Melina helps Yelena escape, and then they help Nat and Alexei. Mason fights Melina and Alexei and kills Melina and mortally wounds Alexei. Nat and Yelena fight Mason together, but he has them beat until they free the other Black Widows from Dreykov's control. The Black Widows mob Mason, overloading his tech and allowing Yelena to shoot him. Dreykov sets the facility to explode and attempts to flee with the brainwashing serum and Alexei's blood sample, but Melina had planted a bomb in his helicopter. Alexei sacrifices himself to help Nat, Yelena, and the Widows escape from the collapsing facility and dies in the explosion. Ross and his men arrive. Nat and Yelena have a tearful farewell, and Yelena leaves with the Black Widows to help them back in the world. Nat stays behind and is arrested by Ross and taken back to New York City, but is broken out by Hawkeye, who helps her reach out to the secret Avengers. The leaker goes on to talk more about what he or she saw. Throughout the movie, there are flashbacks of Nat's childhood in the Red Room and the Budapest incident. Nat was sent by the Russian government to assassinate Dreykov, who was negotiating with their enemies via car bomb. Nat tried to abort when she found out Dreykov's daughter was with him, but the Russians betrayed her and let the bomb explode. Dreykov was believed to have died, but actually survived. Hawkeye was there spying on Dreykov and received the order to kill Natasha, but he recognized that she genuinely felt guilt for the girl's death. The Russians went after Nat for cleanup, but Nat and Hawkeye fought them off, and he brought her to the US to be recruited into S.H.I.E.L.D. and make up for her mistakes. The first after-credit scene is Ross's men retrieving Alexei's blood from the wreckage of the Red Room, which Ross orders them not to report. They also find Mason badly wounded, but alive. Ross orders them to bring Mason in, as he might be useful. Second after-credit scene is Yelena visiting a makeshift grave for Nat in Hawkeye's farm. She says she has no family and no purpose left. Hawkeye says Nat wanted her to have both and gives her Nat's old stingers. Jeremy Renner is in it more than people expect, but he's the only one. No Chris Evans, no Samuel L. Jackson, and just archived footage of Robert Downey Jr. And that is an entire plot leak for Black Widow. Based off of everything that we have heard and know about the Black Widow film coming out, this is pretty accurate. And this plot leak was posted before Ray Winstone was announced to be playing Dreykov. So that is just a ton of validity to this plot leak. But what do you think about this? Let me know in the comments down below. Don't forget to like this video and subscribe if you want to stay up to date with all things Marvel, DC, Star Wars, and just other awesome things. This is Warren, and as always, thank you all so much for joining me here at Cosmic Culture.